I'm Bishop Honsimous Mutahinduka. I look after the Kampala Diocese of Reformed Anglican Church. I've known Cecilia for decades, since 80s, and I even was at her house recently. The news of her demise came as a shock this morning, and at the moment I feel so sad, and there is also the feeling of loss of such a great woman. Cecilia was a great woman, and I could say that in politics you could say she could have mentored a lot of people, because her character or her person in performing her politics was unique. She's one of those that didn't exhibited the kind of politics in a playground, in the arena of politics. She didn't have, maybe in her constituency there were people she antagonized, but when you look at her in the parliament, they all respected her. They all knew that she was a listener to many views that which people don't seem to appreciate in Uganda. They are in politics, but they don't want to appreciate others. And this is what we lack. We lack people who listen to other people with other views in our politics. But for her, she was such a woman that you would do, if you went to, if you went to other parties, they would tell you how they respect her because of that. Secondly, she was such a wonderful lady because she practiced Christianity, not only in her politics but in the business as well. One time she invited me to pray for her business, and we went and had the prayer time, and apparently I had even some Pentecostal pastor, so we prayed for her business. She was a family person, and I think at this moment I feel sad for Mr. Ogwal, that he has lost a very dear friend, wife, and mother of his children. They were friends. They were very close to each other. And I can assure you that there were lessons to learn from if you were to be at their home. The way she took care of people who came in, the way she looked after those that could be workers in the home. You know, she was a practicing Christian. I liked the way she did things. And she had time for her family. You know, there are some politicians who seem they don't have time for their families, but Cecilia had time for her family, and amazingly, you know, politics sometimes alienates people from their families, but she was not one of those that politics alienated from. I would like to say that maybe thirdly, I would say that Cecilia would be missed by everyone in Uganda, by many Ugandans, sorry, not everyone, but by many Ugandans. Even Museveni will definitely miss Cecilia, because Cecilia was very straightforward. Cecilia was pragmatic. Cecilia was very strong in expressing her point of opinion. First, I would say that women anticipation she did very well, and I think she could have helped many women who were feeling uncomfortable or who were worried about their positions in society. I think she did well, right from when she was, for example, Miss Uganda and onwards, when she became a very strong woman in UPC, and she was very, very known. She was at the helm of UPC. Then, fighting along with men about the needs of good governance. You don't see that in many women in Uganda. And I thought she was faithful to her cause. She was faithful to what she wanted to achieve. So Ugandans will miss her, because we need faithful people in Uganda. We need men and women who speak the truth. Transparency is very, very important. We need men and women who love this country. We have very few people who express love for this country. And so we miss Syria. We shall miss her. I pray that Mr. Ogwal will appreciate the fact that God gave us Syria for these years, and the family will definitely do the same. I pray that the Lord of mercy, the Lord of comfort will enfold the family, the nucleus and the wider family, and Uganda as a whole.
Yeah, Bishop, we have seen the late Honorable. She wore very many capes. When you take a look at her journey, she was once a Miss Tourism contestant.
Yes, yes.
And she has been in a race with men. Do we still have such kind of women today, the way you see how politics is moving and how we are running as a nation today?
You know, someone was talking to me here where we are seated that he doesn't seem to know anyone alive who was Miss Uganda and is married with her family. So she was, as I said, she practiced her Christianity in her character, and she was able to be led through, even to be able to be with the husband up to this time. She was a public figure, and I think one can easily appreciate the fact that she met this man who was also very, I am sure, who expressed his feelings and was very keen to marry her. But you can see, even when she was Miss Uganda, she has looked after his children, she has looked after her husband, and she has gone when I believe that she was a best friend to her husband. I have been in the home, I have known a bit of them, and I know that they were friends. They cracked jokes together. You could see them laughing, smiling with each other. So as a young girl and as a wife who had come from that public position, definitely I admire. One can admire her as well. Yeah. So you could say that the young women could learn a lot from her, from my experience. Yeah. Very good mother to the children, true. Yeah.
Bishop, thank you very much for sharing with us.
Pleasure.